my name is Shelby from the YouTube channel Shelby Marie Makes, and I'm so excited to be collaborating with Kabo to bring you guys some educational and really fun content all about doggies! Yay! Oh, and this is my furry best friend, Maddie. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Maddie is 6 years old now. She'll be 7 in September, and she is a peekapoo. And for those of you who are like, a Pika what? It's a Pekingese toy poodle mix. And before we got our little girl, we did a lot of research and we had a lot of things to consider. And I went through kind of a similar process to what I'm going to share with you all today. So if you are thinking about getting a new furry best friend, then keep on watching because today's video is for you. So you want to get a dog. Dogs are the sweetest, most lovable, most amazing creatures to ever walk the face of the earth. They love us unconditionally, they provide us with companionship, and they have the opportunity to turn any bad day into a good one. Isn't that right? They make us laugh, and honestly, they just make our hearts and our homes feel so full. Sounds great, doesn't it? Hold on just a second. There are a few things that you should keep in mind before you bring home your furry bundle of joy. Dogs require a lot of your time, commitment, and very importantly, your love. Bring your lid! Come on! Bring it over! A little closer. Maddie likes to play this game where she doesn't bring her toy all the way to me because she wants me to get up and get it so that way she can get a head start on running to where I'm gonna throw it. In today's video, we are going to discuss some of the most important things for you to keep in mind before you bring home your new furry best friend. Number 1, dogs cost money. Everything adds up from proper food, vet visits, vaccinations, grooming appointments, and don't forget those emergency late night trips to the vet. It's really important to keep in mind if you're going to own a dog that these costs can creep up at any time. It's gonna cost upwards of $600 for a middle of the night appointment, and that is something to keep in mind because it happens. We've been there. Number 2, dogs require your love and commitment. Do you know the one thing that your dog loves more than treats, toys, food, walks? It's you. As a dog owner, you have a furry friend for life who loves you more than life itself. Unlike you, your dog doesn't have the freedom to come and go from the house as they please. They don't have the ability to just go and socialize with other people like you do when you go to work every day or when you go to spend time with friends or family. Your dog relies on you for all of it. If you are someone who's going to work for 10 hours a day, then really think about the impact that that can have on your dog who's going to be left alone, and especially the impact that that can have on a developing puppy. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of us have to work. That is just part of life. And we can't really escape it. But when you come home from work, as tired as you might be, even though you might just want to lay on the couch and do nothing, you have to keep in mind that little furry face who sat and waited for you to come home all day, who is so excited to see you and just wants to play and spend time with you. Even on the days that you might not feel like it, your dog deserves to get out of the house. Something that I always remind myself of is this is her life too, and she deserves to have fun and be happy. I think it's really important to make sure that your dog has all of the same adventures and fun times as you do. To give you an example, Maddie has been on hikes, camping trips, surfboards, paddle boards, inflatables, boat rides, Kubota rides, you name it, she's been there, and she is just happy to be with us. She has so much fun, and honestly, Maddie is quite the adventurous gal. Yes, it might require a little extra preparation, like bringing a cooler bag with fresh water and food. Not to mention her tiny little doggy life jacket and making sure that she has a towel to lay on and some shade if it's going to be a hot day. Even though it can be extra work, I remind myself that this is her life too and she deserves to enjoy it. Seeing her happy little wagging tail is all the reassurance that I need. Number 3, deciding on a dog size and breed or whether or not you're going to adopt. Another important thing to discuss is the size and breed of your dog. please do your research and really ensure that the dog that you choose is going to fit into your lifestyle. Some breeds are higher energy than others, and typically big dogs require a lot more exercise, but there are some things to keep in mind about small dogs too, like they are smaller, so you have to be careful when you're walking around, or if you have furniture that they can jump on and off, you want to make sure that they can do so in a safe way, which is why we have these little foam steps for Maddie, and we leave them next to the couch. Sometimes we'll take them in and put them next to the bed, but they're really just to kind of make sure she's not jumping all the time because she's small and those legs are tiny. It really doesn't take much for them to have a break, and then you're looking at another emergency vet visit, which could be very costly. Fortunately, we have never had any issues with Maddie breaking any bones because we're pretty careful with her, but it did happen to my sister's dog, so you have to be careful. You just never know. You should also consider adopting a dog who needs a loving home. By choosing to adopt, you can save a life while gaining a new best friend and giving them a second chance at having a life filled with love and joy. It's typically a lot cheaper to adopt a dog, and you can help fight puppy mills and overbreeding. Number 4, consider your current situation. For example, when my husband and I decided we wanted to get a dog, it was 2013 and we were living in a tiny 1-bedroom apartment in downtown Halifax. So we knew that it wouldn't really be fair to have a big dog cooped up in a little apartment on the 2nd story all day while we were away. And so we knew a big dog wouldn't fit into our lifestyle. Also, we first had to make sure that our apartment was pet friendly. Very important to consider. That actually reminds me, I see so many people giving up their animals because the place that they're going to be living isn't pet friendly. In my personal experience, I would never even consider moving somewhere where I couldn't take my dog. She is part of our family, and it wouldn't even be an option for us or something that would ever cross our minds to move somewhere without her. We would live in a dump before we moved somewhere where we couldn't have our dog. I also have allergies, so I knew that that was something to consider when getting a dog. Most people aren't allergic to puppies, but they will be allergic to the dog once it gets a little bit older. So I knew I had allergies, and I knew that our dog would have to be hypoallergenic, and so Maddie has poodle hair, and I'm not allergic to her. If you already know that you have allergies, then you need to make sure you keep that in mind when you're choosing a dog that's going to fit into your lifestyle. When Maddie was a puppy and we were in our tiny little apartment, luckily our schedules were pretty different, so someone would always be home with her, but if there was going to be a chunk of time where neither one of us would be home, we would always make arrangements with a family member or friend to stop in at the apartment and check on her and make sure she had everything she needed and that she was okay. Before we end this video, I'm going to leave you with a few questions to think about. Before you get a pet, you need to be sure about your decision. Be sure to take all the time that you need to think and decide what is going to be the best fit for you. Question 1. Will your lifestyle or living situation allow you to accommodate a dog for up to 15 years? 2. Are you able to financially afford any complicated health situations that could arise? What would you do if something were to happen? Number 3, is your home or apartment suitable for the breed and size of dog that you want to have? 4, do you have allergies to dogs? 5, are you able to provide a dog with daily exercise? Number 6, are you able to invest the time needed to properly train your puppy? Some dogs do require a lot more training than others, some are easier to train, and some are a little bit more difficult. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Kabo and Shelby Marie Makes for lots of great content for you and for your furry friend. Stay tuned for our next video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye, friends. You did such a good job in that video. You get a treat. Hey, Maddie, can I have a high five? Yeah. Up. Good girl.